Hello, hello guys. How are you today? Got a new webinar for you, our new how-to series all about selling downloads. So I'll wait a little bit for you guys to filter in the room, say hi, let you know, or let me know that you can see me and hear me when you come in. I'm excited to do this today. I got an awesome agenda for everyone joining us today. I started it out with a poll here as you're coming in. If you could just answer that poll, do you currently sell downloads? That definitely helps as I go along so I can, address anything. And of course, this is an interactive webinar, so feel free to ask questions in the chat. We have Wes with us here today. Wes Green, he's moderating and he'll be able to get to questions as well. So, oh, hey, Tim. Awesome. Hey, Lee. Hey, Mandy. Hey, Jean. Hi, Arch. Awesome. So yeah, that gives us some information to start with. So it looks like some of you guys don't sell downloads. I'm curious to know why you're not selling downloads. And then, yeah, I used to, be part of a volume studio where we would only sell downloads if somebody asked. And that was because it was just too much of a pain to do with the traditional sales method of order forms. We wouldn't have to go back. It was enough to process all the orders. Like the workflow was just insane. So, and with Photoday, obviously, we've made that a lot easier. So for those of you guys that are new to Photoday, my name is Lisa Malice. I'm with the Photoday team. And this how-to series of webinars is something we've been doing for the entire month of November, just tackling little sections of Photoday. In the last, 18 months or so that Photoday has launched, we're a fairly new company. We have added so many features and to our platform. And while we used to be able to do like one webinar and show off all of Photoday in less than 30 minutes, now it just takes a really long time to get through the whole thing. So we broke it off into these little sections, and hopefully you guys will find them very, very useful as we go along here. So, and also at any time, if you ever have requests for features or for future education, just things you'd like us to bring to you, we're here for you. Just shout it out in the bubble in support chat or here during this webinar, even if you're tuning in today and you want to let us know what we should be focusing on next for you guys. So I'll just go over the agenda for today. It's just 45 minutes. This is a short one. We're just can only talk so long about downloads, right? So we're just gonna go into first, like why people even want downloads. And then we're gonna go into some education behind downloads that Photoday does for your consumer on your behalf, and then as well as for you and what it all means with Photoday. Also, I'm going to show you a little bit on how it works, setting up packages, and most importantly, I'm going to share with you some strategies that we know work with selling downloads and the two different types of downloads that Photoday offers, which is basically high res and low res, which we call social sharing downloads. So thank you guys for that poll, and those are great results. So we got some people in here that only in packages. I like that answer. I'm a big only in packages for my downloads person. So I'm gonna go here and end this poll so I can see your chat. All right, cool. Awesome. Let's see. Jean, you are right. So we'll get to that. I'm gonna go through this in order. So hopefully I won't confuse any new people joining us today. So let's just start out here. Why do people want downloads? So I went and I polled. I have a mom's group that I have access to, and I always love to ask information in that group. Just, so we can, I know a lot of us have these questions, like why do people even want downloads? Why does mom and dad, why do they want downloads? And I got some really great answers that I wanted to share with you just to kind of get your wheels turning. So, one of the answers, a lot of people actually answered this one, so I can print on my own and then I never end up printing. Like, we all have the best intentions, right? And then it never happens and then they end up regretting it later. Or I don't buy the digital file because it's too pricey and the image is usually not my favorite. I think this one like really stuck out in the prepaid traditional form method where they're buying something they haven't seen yet. And that answer would make a lot of sense. For online scrapbooking or for chapbooks, which is what this person does now with all of their family photos. And also so she can share it quickly. So when we think about screenshots and why people are screenshotting our images in an online gallery, I think as we go through these, you'll start seeing like they just want to share it. So, and then this other person said, I usually don't buy it because it's too pricey and I'd rather have the affordable packages. And that always tells me like, maybe we should beef up the packages and put downloads in there because they kind of do want it. And why? Just to have it. I think this is an answer on this slide. That was an answer that a lot of the younger moms answered, just to have it. They just buy downloads just to have it. This first one, packages are too much money and don't give me the variety I need. So this mom said, we wanted collages, but they're too much money. And then I can print at Costco and make my own collage for much less. So my answer is money. So this mom is obviously trying to save money somehow. And, wasn't being marketed to in that way to conveniently buy here and save the money now. Also, so I can share with friends and family. That's a very common answer. This one is, I like to buy the digital copy if it's affordable because I like to post it on social media. And then I also like to have a printed professional picture as well. When discussing this with some of my mom friends one-on-one, they were just like, yeah, I've tried to print files elsewhere, but the prints don't turn out good. So I always buy them from the photographer. So that's good news too, that a lot of people are realizing that. And then obviously to have as a backup if somehow the prints get destroyed. This answer was, I only buy the fridge magnets for sports. I find the packages to be overpriced for photos I have no need to display. There's only so many photos that we can display of our kids. And if you think about the younger they are, and that mom in particular has younger kids, they're being photographed at their daycare or preschool, at the beginning of the school year for fall portraits, then in any activity portraits, then again in the spring. They're hit with so many portraits. So, sometimes they're not going to buy a whole lot. It just really depends on how much their child's in front of that camera. And then, this one was, I print some from home. And then I also give the file out to family to do whatever because everyone's so spread out. That's something actually my brother and my sister-in-law did this last year. Is they bought the digital files and sent them to me, and they're like, "Here, you're in the industry, you can get these printed." So they just bought, and I had to print. So I can use print pics using Walgreens. I use Dropbox with our photographer and get them printed. This sounds like this person does a lot of those family portrait sessions where they just get all the files to print as they want. So. And then they just have take it to Walgreens. So let's talk a little bit about the social sharing download here. So for those of you that don't know, with Photo Day, we're trying to educate the customer as much as possible. So when you offer two different downloads and they see social sharing and they see the high res download, they know exactly what they're buying. They know if they're buying the social sharing download, it's for social sharing. That's why we named it that. And the dimensions are pretty small. They're not going to be able to get a good print off of this. Most likely, if somebody calls you and you're selling both the social sharing and the high res, and they're like, my print isn't printing right, it's blurry, it's probably because they bought the social sharing and they're trying to print it. Or if we were just talking about this, I was just talking about this with Brian earlier, but they bought the social sharing downloads and they're trying to print it. Whatever software company they're trying to print it through says the file is too small. And that's because we downsize it so they cannot do that, because this file is only for them to share on their mobile devices or post on Facebook or Instagram or wherever. So a little education behind that social sharing download. I think the other value with offering the social sharing download is that if you build it in your packages, and we'll talk about this with strategy, and they automatically get that free social sharing download, Brian is the best photographer. That's awesome in your chat. But if you already have the social share in your packages or even your top selling packages, then you really don't have to worry about seeing your screenshotted images plastered all over social media, because they're getting that file to share anyway. And it's bringing value to not only your studio, because you're offering it for convenience, it's creating the sense of urgency for them to order those packages, and then bringing that bulk to the package that they're getting more for their money. It's just an added bonus. So that's a good idea to use the social sharing download for package incentives. So anyway, so that's what I always recommend there. And then we'll get more into that here shortly. This is my slide, what I just went over. So I totally forgot that slide was in there. So we can just disregard that one, guys. I'm gonna show you now my screen, and I'm gonna go into the price sheets themselves so you can kind of see how this all works and what it looks like. So here's my screen. Hopefully you guys can see it. I'm gonna turn my camera off so I'm totally out of the way. Let me turn my webcam off. And this is a PhotoDay dashboard. For anyone that's new to PhotoDay, we have other webinars that go over all the other things in the dashboard and how to use it from start to finish. So I always recommend checking that out at webinars.photoday.io. But for now, we're just going to focus on downloads. So over here in the store, we're going to go to a price sheet. And I'm just going to go ahead and take a price sheet that I've already started just for sake of speed in this. In the price sheets, you'll be able to offer a la carte, which is this print products and digital products. And you'll also be able to see packages here. So I already kind of set up a package here with 4 digitals in it. Thanks for that link, Wes. Just so everyone's clear, if you're new to PhotoDay, the one thing you have to remember here is that we don't have like a way for you to sell like all of the images in one package as one download. Like a digital download is a single product and only one image can be ordered per download. So I hope that makes sense. So when you're making a package, I'm just going to call this one pack of 4 downloads. Choose from 4 different images. And I am going to select my downloads here, and I'm going to put my high-res download in here. And one thing while I'm in here, you'll see is the description for the high-res download, which just says, download your favorite photo at the highest quality resolution, great for printing on a wide range of product sizes, and a print release is included with this product. So you are free to print your photos when you're ready. So they do, when they order a high-res download, they get whatever size file that you guys originally uploaded. So if you uploaded an 8x10 at 300 DPI to PhotoDay, that is what they're going to get back in the high-res file. So the file is just your full-size file that you've uploaded. Also, they do get an emailed print release with this. So they put their email in at checkout, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. And they get a print release with it that gives them permission to print. It is not a copyright release. It is just a print release. So they can't do whatever they want. They can only print it. And that's what that release says. So I think I have that right over here. Oh, no, that's not my print release either. Oh, I'll have to find it. I'll show you guys what that looks like before the end of this webinar. I think Wes probably has a link for it somewhere for me too. But they get that print release with it. They do not get that with the social share. All they get is the file. So, and I'll show you that here in a second. So you can price, okay, here's a big question. What do you sell downloads for? And this goes back to strategy. It really depends on the event you're photographing. So, you can, you're doing youth sports or rec sports or high school sports or dance or preschools or schools, underclass, elementary, like all of those different segments of volume photography they have different value to what you can actually sell an 8x10 for. And again, I think that goes back to how many times a year is that child being photographed? So, oh, awesome. Thank you, Wes, for finding that for me. I didn't have that link saved when I started. I meant to do that. So So it all depends on, what you're selling, like your units for, your 8x10 units for, and then it really depends on what historically maybe your average order value has been for that organization over time. So if the organization over time, say, yielded you like a $32 order average, let's just use football for an example on printed forms, and you're going online with that, I would not sell a download for less than your minimum previous year's average order value, just to protect like your time and your effort you're spending out there. You don't want somebody to buy downloads and then not buy anything else from you. So, and that's another thing that we see a lot. We see a lot of people that are mixing and matching downloads plus prints. And it's because it's convenient. It's all right there. They want both, according to what, our moms are saying, our parents are saying. They like to have both, or at least both options offered to them. So we want to keep that in mind when you're building your price sheets out and you're offering these to parents. So the other thing to consider is when you're going online from traditional forms, now you're offering multiple poses. So you're offering multiple poses, and that means they're probably going to want more than one download. It's another reason to only sell them in a package, or to additionally sell them in a package. So when you sell them in a package, you obviously just discount it like you would like any, a package that has prints in it. You discount versus the a la carte versus what's in the package. You do the same thing with downloads. So you can offer multiple downloads. You can say, like, if you buy 4, you're going to get $25 off, or, save $10 a file, whatever your main price is for that, whatever you decide a single download for high res is going to cost, just discount it when you put them as packages in the package. So I'm just going to do this one for $129.99 because it sounds good, and save it. And then as we go along, I'm going to show you here an example of the, I don't know why it's taken so long on my computer screen. Hold on, guys. I have a glitch in my internet. Why is this taking forever? There we go. All right. So you see, I already made that same package the other day. Profit approved. Woohoo! For sure. So we'll go back to talking about like the social share. So personally, I don't ever recommend just selling a social sharing download in an a la carte scenario, because I think people are just going to have a bad experience with that. They're going to download it. They're going to want to print it because it's the cheapest thing there. And then it's just not going to print and you're going to get some customer service complaints. So I would definitely not put the social share in a la carte. I would only ever offer it in conjunction with a package, but don't mix it with high res downloads in your pack of 4 downloads. That's really going to be confusing to the consumer. The social sharing download has a different place. I look at it this way. The high res downloads, that is a product. That is a profit center for you guys. Like, you're taking multiple poses, you're putting people online in this system. That is a place where you need to be earning profit. The social share download, I view as almost like a promotion. That is something that's going to entice people to either buy that next package up or buy it now, because the social sharing downloads are going to disappear from the packages in a couple days. And that is a strategy that we use often with a lot of users Info Today, and they have a lot of success with that. So how to do that, we'll talk about that right now. Is say you have your packages already set up on a price sheet, and say you wanted to do this social sharing promotion. You can just go ahead and duplicate your price sheet. There's a little copy button in here. It takes a little minute to cycle through and duplicate it. And then once you come in, you'll have a copy of that price sheet that you already set up with no social download in the packages. Then you can go into each package that you've already created and edit. Oh, I duplicated it by accident. Sorry, guys. That used to be a different. So, hold on a second. It used to be in a different place. I can't keep up with all the updates. So I'm going to go ahead and open my package to edit it. And then I'm going to add, free social sharing download in this package. And then I can put limited time only. And then that way they see it when they're shopping, get them excited. And then I want to add this to, I want to add my social, banners, downloads. I want to add my social. Now, here's the tricky thing when you come in and modify your packages. Make sure you glance at what your retail price is, because the minute I add something else to this list, it's going to refigure all the math and it's going to change my retail price. So make sure you memorize what this package was $49.99 before you go ahead and add the download. You see what I just did? Because it refactors all the math for you. So that's just one of my little tips to share, because always happens to me. So with the social share, we try to be as descriptive as possible with education to make sure that they know this is just for social sharing. So that's why we call it that download. And the description they see is download your favorite photo for sharing on social media with family and friends. Social downloads look great as social posts, but are not meant for printing. A print release is not included and downloads are not refundable. So we're trying to put that information out there to the consumer as much as possible so they're educated and they know exactly what they're getting and why they're getting it. So hopefully you don't hear any excuses after all that, but I think this still happens. I know Brian can definitely chime in on that one too. So yeah, that's a good $49.95 for full res a la carte, and a 3-pack is $124.95. And Brian, I think that's for your like high school sports and your compositing, right? That's what you're selling there. That's what your specialty is the awesome graphics and the composites and the banners, and that's a good price for that type of photography for sure. So yes, Haley's name for low res. Yes, you can thank Haley for that one. She is the OG in here. So she was one of her suggestions to change the name from low res to something more consumer friendly, and it definitely worked for that. So I think that's helping clarify a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And now that package has that free social sharing download. So if I wanted to build this strategy and get people excited, and this goes back, we're going to start this strategy here. And, one thing in the world of online sales, I think the big thing is how long it takes to get all your revenue in, right? Like you post online, you're all excited, you publish a gallery and you're like, all right, where's my 10 grand? But it trickles in. We have a great post about this. It's called the sales tail, and it's all about like we're looking at the data that we see in Photoday, so realistically how long it's going to expect until you get that 10 grand. But I can say you can get there a lot faster with the right marketing strategy from the get-go. So before picture day is where you have to do most of your effort now instead of after picture day. You're getting people excited about picture day. You might be wanting to do advance payments for that, and collecting money in advance, giving them any kind of special promotions to get or to make the advance payment, or you might just be requiring them to make an advance payment so they can have their photo taken. Any way you want to sell advance pay in advance, it all starts with that strategy. During that strategy, or on that advance pay flyer, you can also add verbiage in there that says, like, if you purchase a package the first 48 hours that the gallery is published, you will get a free social sharing download in your package. So we actually have a text promotion already written out for that you can request from us in the bubble and coordinate with you when you want to run that promotion on that gallery when you first publish it. It gets people excited. They're going to get something for nothing. If they buy a package, they're going to end up buying a package anyway. So why not do it in the first 20 or first 48 hours so they get something special out of it? So that promotion works amazing just to get sales going those first couple days. But make sure parents know about it, like during the event, on any messages that you're putting out there, any flyers. We're going to go over this next week too in Photo Day communications, like where most of the touches should be and how you should be communicating for the best results online. So I really feel like there's all these steps that you need to take to have like a very successful picture day and totally beat your sales from previous years in the traditional method. So And Brian is definitely right. Creating that sense of urgency is so very important when it comes to online sales. So let's go over here to, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a minute because I want to turn something off. Oh, hey guys. So I'm gonna go back to my presentation. Oops, let's see where I was. Sorry, where I was over here for you guys. Okay, so just some, standard rules with how downloads actually work. Here's some fundamentals how they work in Photodey. So as we just reviewed, you can build packages or offer downloads in the a la carte. A customer can only purchase one image per download. I touched on that lightly, but like you can't sell like unlimited downloads in one package. It doesn't like with a varied amount. You can just make packages with a fixed amount of downloads that they can add images to. That's how it works in Photodey. And then how they get their downloads. Once they purchase, it comes on their emailed receipt. So when they check out, they put their email in there to get their receipt, and it's going to send directly to their email receipt. And I'll show you what that looks like here. I wasn't done. I got to share my screen one more time so I can show you what that emailed receipt looks like. So when your customers get an email receipt from you, it's going to say, this is what it looks like. So they're going to get 2 emails if it's high res. They only get this one if it's a social share download. So if it's high res, they get 2 emails. It comes from Photodey. If they reply to it, I'm pretty sure it goes back to your email address, but it has your information on here on the bottom. But it'll say, thank you for your purchase. And then as you scroll down, you'll see that it has a link for them to just click and download. Now, one important thing I want to mention here, if it's a high-res download, remember how I said, like, if they download it, it's the same exact file that you uploaded. There's an exception there. So, and the exception is, I'm sorry, I need to go back to the chat window just so I don't miss anything. So the exception is if they download a file, a high-res file, it's going to be compressed as a JPEG file. So it's a JPEG, it's the same one you uploaded, the same resolution, but the actual size of the file itself, when they just view it compressed, sitting there as a JPEG, is gonna be smaller than what you uploaded. And that's because we're condensing them. So when they download them, we're compressing them. So it saves space, like on their camera roll, or on their computer or anything like that. It's the same file. When they open it up, it's going to be the same resolution, your beautiful image that you uploaded to Photodey, but the file size is compressed as a JPEG when they download it with no loss of quality to the image itself. So that's been a concern. And I just wanted to go over that with you guys too, just in case you have somebody ask you that question at some point. So they download here. And if they view their detailed receipt, they'll see like their image that they ordered for each product on the detailed receipt. And this is just a summary. It'll have your studio name here at the bottom. Oh, here's the print release email. Look, I just didn't scroll down, Wes. Oh, what do you know? So that's the print release email that Wes posted a link. It'll look like it's coming from you. It'll have your studio here and your email here at the bottom. So basically, it just gives them an example of what a print release is, and then they can, use it for that purpose only. So, and it has your contact information here for whatever you need it for. Now, if your customer says, I didn't get my downloads, I bought downloads and I didn't get them. So most likely it's probably going to be in their spam folder, or they may have made a typo when they entered their email address. And they probably didn't get their order receipt either because they didn't get their download link, because it comes all together like this. So you'll want to verify their email address first and make sure you can look in your job insights and verify their email address. Sometimes we see like Yahoo instead of yahoo.com, like they just spell it wrong and make a typo. And anyway, all you need to do is send us a message in the support chat bubble, and we can go ahead and resend it to the correct email address, or just send it to them again. Or at any time, you can go in to your studio panel. Say if you had somebody really hot and they're like, I want my download right now. Where is it? Like, give me my download. You can come into your studio panel, and I don't know why my page isn't loading. It's taking a little bit. Hold on a second. Okay, internet is slow. I'm just gonna click on it and bypass it. You can go into any of your orders or search the orders and find it, and you can pull up their order receipt right then and there. This is my personal order, so it's not gonna have a download link on it, but if you compare it, I'm just gonna show you where it would be. I don't know why my computer is so slow right now. Oh, guys, I'm gonna cry, I'm sorry. Come on, go faster, computer. I just might break it. All right, well, we're not gonna see the order receipt because my computer is not gonna load that page. So awesome. But anyway, if you guys seen the order receipts before, the link is there. It's the same order receipt that you see as a studio, and you can just right click, grab that link and email it to your customer really fast if you didn't want to wait for us. But we're usually pretty fast about it, so you can always ping us too. You don't have to be bothered with that. We're more than willing to help you guys in that part. So is there anything that I haven't covered yet, guys, that you'd like me to cover regarding downloads? Not, I'm gonna go into some more boring stuff about downloads and how they work and pricing. So my kids aren't even home. It's probably, I don't even know who's on Netflix. That's what I always say to people too. Okay, so let's go into the pricing of downloads with Photoday. So if you're not familiar with how much they cost in Photoday, this article will tell you how much they cost. So for social sharing downloads, they are 99 cents each. For high-res downloads, they are $1.99 each. So those are the price of the downloads. It comes out of your profit when somebody orders a download from you. So you'd want to price those accordingly for sure. Try clearing my cache. Thanks, Haley. Thanks, Haley. But yeah, so that is where that comes from. So let's talk about something that I was just actually talking about this. Let me get off my screen share here and go back over to, oops, I'm on two screens. So sometimes it gets a little confusing for me. Okay, let's talk about like if you're offering downloads, one of the concerns that's out there that I hear a lot is that not if you offer downloads, people are just going to buy that and they're never going to buy prints and they're never going to come back to your cart, right? Well, you guys are cracking me up right now with your support for my support. That's great. Thank you. So I think if I turn my computer off or clear my cache, it'll just immediately stop the webinar though. So I can't do that. But anyway, one of the things that, the concerns that we hear is, if I sell downloads, nobody's going to buy anything else. Well, rest assured, I wanted to have these facts to show you guys today, but we are working on getting those for you. But just gut feeling, just talking to a lot of our users, a lot of people who are using the system, have been using it for over a year through 3 seasons. That is not the case that they see. A lot of people, and even people that are watching the webinar right now, can probably chime in that a lot of the purchases that have downloads have both prints and downloads. And I think that just goes back to the beginning of this webinar where I was talking about, why parents want the digital downloads is they want it just to have it, just in case for whatever reason, if it gets destroyed, if the physical prints get destroyed, they can always go back and have it later. And, as a parent myself, yes, sometimes, with 2 little kids, especially when they were younger, the downloads or the pictures got destroyed a lot. So that's definitely there. So I don't know why my computer keeps dinging, but I totally thought I shut this off. So sorry about that. I totally shut that off so it stops dinging at you guys. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but it was getting a little annoying for me. So, okay. So anyway, I think a couple things too. The dreaded topic that I also is on my list that I wanted to bring up is selling the team photo as a download. Who here can chime in about that? Like, are you actually selling downloads, and then have you noticed people buying have you noticed people buying the group photos and sharing them. We've seen some posts about that with users' concerns for sure. And that's definitely something that our team is working on addressing, because we know you guys, that is important to you. But at the same time, I think offering maybe that social sharing promotion in your packages, or only putting downloads in a package for that higher worth and not putting them on a la carte, will help alleviate some of that for you guys. So if that's not their only option, if they have to buy a package to get the downloads, or they have to buy a pack of multiple downloads, hopefully that helps alleviate some of that for you guys in the interim, until we figure out how to make that easiest for you guys. And Harrison, no, that's not a Foles mini helmet. I don't have one yet. That's actually the Bortles mini helmet. So, but yeah, that's the Bortles one still. I didn't get the updated one yet. I don't know if I will after Sunday's game. So joking. So anyway, guys, we're at 35 minutes now, and I rambled about downloads for a good 35 minutes. So I am here to answer questions if you have them today, but feel free to ask me questions. Oh, I also wanted to give a special shout out to Haley, one of our trailblazers. If you don't know who Haley Hammaker is, definitely look at our Photo Day Trailblazers blog post. But in the very beginning of all of this, her and I worked together a lot on strategy and what works, and she tested a lot for us in her market. And one of the great ideas that she had was that social sharing download in the package for a limited time. And I'm just going to go out and say, like, maybe people have done that before. She was the first person that I knew that was doing it. And I'm just going to go out and say, like, thank you, Haley, for that, because we have used that with so many other studios, that promotion, and it works so amazing. Like, parents love it. It drives a sense of urgencies. It's not an expensive promotion to do, and it's a very simple promotion to do. So I just wanted to give her a special shout out since she's here today, enjoying this webinar with us. And that was something. So all those different types of strategies we love. So if you are not already in our Photo Day users group, if you're new to Photo Day, I strongly suggest signing up for Photo Day. It's totally free. We don't accept any kind of payment up front. Like, you can just sign up and get an account, and then you'll automatically be invited right in to our Facebook users group, where a lot of these great ideas happen with online marketing strategy. And here I am doing webinars, just kind of pulling it all together and sharing so much of the research and the resources that our users have provided and so willingly share with everybody else. So thanks for that link, Wes. And then definitely the Facebook users group is where it's at. We've got a lot of compliments there. There's a lot of users in there. It's a safe place to share. And definitely, if you're on the fence or just thinking about trying Photo Day, or even just thinking about whether or not you want to go ahead and sell downloads, that is a great place to ask questions among your peers, just to see, because everyone has been there at some point, right? We've all been there at some point where we're ready to make this change, but we don't really quite know how to do it, or if it's going to work, and it's scary. It's scary to make change. So having that group, or having our community of users together, really helps with that, because it helps us all succeed and be better at what we're doing. So anyway, you're all invited there. So just make sure you sign up first to get in now, because we do require you to sign up to get in. So definitely sign up to get in. But okay, not have anyone sharing full res with others. Awesome, Brian. Yeah, we have like mixed reviews on that. Some people are like, yeah, I look at every single sale and I've never seen somebody, buy it, team download. They only buy individuals. And then, the other day, a couple weeks ago, we had a post that somebody bought a team download and blasted it out there and shared it with everyone. And I was like, whoa, that's not that. So thanks, Harrison. Yeah, I'm so glad they love that. And Harrison is one of our dance photography trailblazers. So he specializes in dance and martial arts photography, and he's been with us from the very beginning of Photo Day, and he's totally killing it, crushing goals over there. So he has a great trailblazer post as well about his experience with Photo Day. So, and you're right, Brian, if you value those, if you price your files right, if you price those downloads the right way, you don't have to worry about somebody sharing it all around. And plus you got to think too, it's a one-to-one shopping experience for the most part. You're publishing a gallery in the early evening or first thing in the morning on the weekend, and everyone's at home with their families. They're not collaborating. They're getting a text message from you. It says your gallery's ready to view and purchase. They go on, they're buying for themselves. They're not thinking about what they're going to share with everyone else. It's not like that same setting where everyone's huddled around a table, hanging out with moms for the week and then deciding what they want to buy. So, it's that one-to-one, like convenience is, and the convenience and how fast they're getting the order and the flexibility of what you're offering is what matters the most to them when they're shopping. So, and then as we continue doing these webinars, I'm going to show you guys what's coming up next. Let me go back to my slideshow here. I was going to doubt myself that I couldn't talk about downloads for 45 minutes, but I mean, I guess I can, right? Let's see, we talked about strategy. I already did that. We have more upcoming how-to webinars. Next week, we're going to do photo day communications. That's just recommended touch points, all the different things you need to be doing to maximize your online sales, create that sense of urgency, and increase your order values, and most importantly, increase participation. And not just participation on picture day, you want participation on how many views the purchases are actually happening, because there's two different types of participation. And then after that, we kind of push this one out with Thanksgiving coming up, is file organization and uploading. So just some basics and how to use Lightroom keywords and how to organize files best for you as a studio, and how to get them onto Photo Day in a manner that parents can easily find their photos using tags and other features that we may have, and face find and things like that on Photo Day. So that's always an important one. That was actually a request we've had quite a few times to do a webinar on that. So we are adding those here. And yes, for anyone here that came on late, there will be a replay. I think it's in a few hours after. There will be a replay link available for sure. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. And I love having company and people interact as we do this. It's amazing. So, and if there's anything else that, like I said, that you guys want to share, or if you want to chat with me privately, or any member of our team, always go into the support bubble if you have concerns. If you're new to Photo Day and you don't have an account yet, you can go to support.photoday.io. Reach us in that little bubble, even schedule a call. If you want to do a phone call, that's also fine too. Just go ahead and schedule it with us in that little bubble and we'll get to you right away. So thank you guys so much. Thanks, Mandy. And thanks, Mike. All right. See you next time.